All right, we were right here. I'll let you look at this while I read this page here. Before salmon reproduce, their bodies change color for the final time in their life cycles. To attract partners, salmon turn a variety of bright colors as they travel. Their brightly colored bodies may also frighten away other fish. By the time the salmon reach their spawning grounds, or the places where they began their lives, they look very different than they looked in the ocean. I'll say. Readying the red. Let's see what's happening in this photo here. It says female salmon lay between 1,500 and 10,000 eggs each time they spawn. Wow, 1,500 to 10,000 eggs. That is a lot. Salmon reproduce by spawning. To spawn, a female salmon uses her tail to dig a shallow red. Then she lays her eggs in the red. The movements the female makes while she digs her red attract male salmon. A male swims into the red and fertilizes the eggs. With a swish of her tail, the female covers the fertilized eggs with gravel. If the female has more eggs to lay, she may dig more reds. The same male will fertilize those eggs as well. The end of the cycle. And really, does a cycle have an end necessarily? So maybe this title is a little misleading of this page. It's just another part of the cycle, isn't it? Once the salmon run and spawning are complete, the salmon are hungry and tired. Salmon may stay near their eggs to protect them, but the salmon die long before the alevins hatch. The bodies of the dead salmon gradually decay or break down in the water around their eggs. So the spawning salmon comes back up the stream, back up the river, lays its eggs, might protect the red for a while, and then its life is over for that phase, and it's going to decay back into the river and become nutrients for other living things, like the trees and other animals. And talks about that down in this caption here. It says, decaying salmon add nutrients to the water, which makes the water healthy for eggs, alevin, and fry. So they're still helping their newborn babies, even when they're no longer alive. Now there are exceptions to the rule. This is tricky. An interesting thing if you want to know, for some steelhead, a different variety of salmon, not usually included in the Pacific salmon, steelhead salmon and Atlantic salmon do not die after spawning. These fish rest and then swim back to their saltwater habitats. They may grow very large in the oceans. Some of these salmon are able to return to their spawning grounds a second or even a third time. So that's a different kind of salmon than our Pacific salmon that we're used to. Oh my goodness. So we've gone from egg to alevin to fry and par to smolt to adult to a spawning adult or a spawner, and then back into nutrients to begin the cycle again. Now if you've made it this far in the video, and I hope that you have, even though it's been a long one, or this is part 2 of a longer beginning, you may be feeling finished with the initial drawings that you've made here, and it may be fun to decorate these with some color. That might be the next step. Or how about this too? You can make a second one of these and you could add even more. I'm going to show you something. I wasn't sure if I was going to share this, but I did this one. I made this one out of a larger piece of paper. You may need a large piece of paper in order to do this many sections, but instead of just 4 quarters, 1, 2, 3, 4, I've made 8 sections here. And here I'll tell you what they are. Starting with the egg, then the alvin, then the fry, then the par, Lucy, come here, then the smolt, then the adult, then the spawner, and then nutrients. So this one represents all of the things we just learned about in that book. I've got another friend for you now. We've got a special appearance from, it's okay Lucy, it's okay, from Lucy the dog. Let's see if she'll allow it. Oh Lucy, it's okay. This is Lucy the Boston Terrier, and I'm so glad she made an appearance too. The way here, how about this? I will show you, for those of you who are interested in making one, if you want to make a second one of these, or if you're in the big or north rooms and you're wanting to make one that depicts, or you could be in the beginning classroom too, and you want to make one that depicts all of those stages, we might make another tracing. We would cut it out. I'm going to be really quick about this one so that I don't take too much of your time. So it won't be as neat of a circle, but you'll get the idea. I'll show you. See, when I'm rushing, my circle is not going to be nearly as neat as the first one. Set those aside. This one is definitely a tidier circle, but that's okay. I'm going to fold it now like we did the first one. Fold it in half moon, fold it again, and we'll have a quarter. Try and make those edges meet before folding the seam. And now we're going to do it one more time. We're going to make that edge meet this edge. And this is why it might be helpful to have a larger piece of paper to start with than this one, because when I take it apart, look at that. We're going to have 8 sections on this, eighths. Instead of quarters, fourths. We have 8 sections here. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you could do that whole cycle. Let's see if we can name them without looking at anything. Egg. What's next? Alvin. Fry. Par. Although we learned that some salmon don't become par, like the pink salmon. What's next after that? Fry, par, smolt. Adult, spawner, spawning salmon, and after they spawn, they become nutrients. And then you could draw each of those things in each of the 8 sections. I want to see people give that a try. All right. I hope you've enjoyed these videos, and I can't wait to see what people make with your salmon wheel of life and your salmon life cycle. And I bet if you take care to draw all of these things, or to draw 4 of them, you are going to know a lot about a salmon life cycle that you could teach to other people too. All right. Good being with you today, Lake and Park. I hope you enjoy this art and science video, and we'll see you next time.